Alright, welcome in. It's week 3 of the NABZ Reg F Draft League. I am Bob with VGC Drafts, and we are getting into 3 up against Lipsy, and the Lipsy Knights is the name of the team. You can see here, they have a good amount of Pokemon, but none of them are like incredibly scary, I don't think. Tornadus is, well, let's just get into it. Tornadus is probably the premier Tailwind setter in the format, Prankster. And the scary like Bleak Wind Storm, the ability to set Prankster, already enabled weather moves, Prankster Taunt, and it's got Tailwind and Bleak Wind Storm. Often it'll carry Covert Cloak or be Terra Ghost, so it's don't count on faking it out generally. We'll be thinking about this as we build the team. And then we get a little bit of like anti-synergy here with Indeedee. I mean, I guess it's not grounded or whatever, but like, you know, Indeedee comes in and sets, what is it, Psychic Surge. It sets Psychic Terrain, and that hits the use of things like Extra Taunt. So but we'll see what he cooks up with. You know, oftentimes it'll be paired with a Pokemon that wants Psychic Seed, Unburdened Pokemon, that type of thing. Like normal, you know, normal typing kind of removes the ghost weakness that Psychic normally has, and that's kind of how I would normally attack this. Trick Room setter, that is. So Indeedee is bulky, it gets Follow Me, and it sets, it can set Trick Room, it can use Imprison to counter our Trick Room, which is often how we're going to try and set it. So I think it's problematic for us. It's problematic for us for sure, especially considering he has the ability to go Psychic Spam with Iron Crown. Iron Crown has a very high special attack stat, and Spark Drive boosting that even further, you know, giving it like basically a +1. Steel and Psychic, we talked about it last week, but Metagross basically Steel Psychic is a great defensive typing. Makes it very hard to hit it super effectively. This thing was just tearing me apart in scrims. I'm not really sure how to take it on. Booster Energy is probably the item that's coming on. I guess Life Orb could come too or something, but we're thinking it'll be Booster Energy, boosting the special attack, and then it hits you with things like Tachyon Cutter, getting around Sash, or Expanding Force, benefiting from Psychic Terrain, and then becoming a spread move. We do not have access to Wide Guard on our team. Regidrago, look at that. I had to fix the bars on my graph because the stats go so high. So now they go out of 200. Thanks, Regidrago. Its ability Dragon Maul powers up its Dragon type moves. That's not quite descriptive enough. It significantly increases Dragon type moves, and it gets the move Dragon Energy, being kind of like a water spout. You know, the more HP it has, the more damage it does. Pair that with a Dragon Fang or a Life Orb or something, and this thing will hit very, very hard. At least it doesn't have a ton of speed, so it kind of needs like Tailwind support or something like that in order to be like really threatening. But that HP stat is so high that it's very hard to deal with. It has some middling defenses. In terms of coverage, it's pretty much only Earth Power and then Terra Blast. So we need to keep that in mind, see what its Terra type is. As a result of this Pokemon, you know, Dragon Energy being a spread move, bring a lot of Terra Fairies this week as a defensive Terra. Glaring Weezing. So this is where I'm like literally scratching my head some. Lipsy drafted Glaring Weezing, but did not draft any of the normal Pokemon, you know, that you would see paired with it. Things like Code Scroll or Slacking or Regigigas are not present on the team. So could it be a Glaring Weezing with leftovers? Or I'm sorry, with Tate, because we kind of want to kill it with ground type of moves. See, I don't know. Or it could be a way to set Misty Terrain, which is like anti-synergy with Indeedee. So I don't know. We'll see what Lipsy cooks up, I suppose. But Poison Fairy is actually like a very hard typing to deal with, especially if Levitate, and you can't attack it on basically Earth Power from Ursaluna because of defense stat. So we'll see what he brings, but we're wary of this. It can taunt, and we generally go for Trick Room plans. It can taunt. It has a Will-O-Wisp to shut down Iron Hands. Definitely a threat. Ditto can come, and it will. I have seen Lipsy just like throw out the Ditto turn 1, so we are going to remember, like in all of our games, we've started Iron Hands on the left, Ferrograph on the right. We're going to switch that up this time if we lead those two, in hopes that he copies Ferrograph instead of Iron Hands. That's the type of prep you get around here. Morpeko, I don't know, guys. I had to look up what it does, and I read it, and I still don't really understand it. It's 2 points. If it comes, it like gets hungry and attacks. It doesn't change its type, so I don't really understand what it does, but it's either full or hungry. It attacks with some electric type attacks. It has Parting Shot. It has Fake Out. For 2 points, it has Parting Shot and Fake Out. That's like pieces of Incineroar. I don't know. Iron Boulder. I find it hard to imagine Iron Boulder coming because Iron Crown is so good against me, and they both want Booster Energy. And maybe that's not the correct way of thinking about it, but that's how I prepped. So we'll see if Iron Boulder comes, but I didn't do a lot of like preparation on our team for it. But it does have Mighty Cleave, a very good rock type attack, which is like a rare sentence to say. There aren't many good rock type attacks. And Rock Psychic, my brain has a hard time knowing like that's a weird defensive profile, right? But, we'll deal with this if it comes. Aaron Moltres, this has been earning more and more respect, I think, from me in the drafts that I've been playing. Run into it a couple times in the Reg G league that I'm playing. I guess not a couple times, but I recently ran into it in the Reg G league. Air Wrath is like a really cool move. It can have Snarl. It can do like Nasty Plot, and Air Slash is good. Another Pokemon that can set up U-turn or Tailwind is always nice. So I think it's a strong Pokemon. And it has like good stats. I really like the reworked birds, and I've never drafted one. Played against one in week 1 with Nitsua, had the Zapdos. Really like all the reworked birds. But we will be on the lookout for this. Iron Hands hits flying types really hard and doesn't want to take Air Slashes, but we don't have Assault Vest this week, so Air Slash might be not giving it enough respect. Purge is a 1-pointer. We didn't really do much in terms of prep for this. It can do like some speed control things with Fake Out, Icy Wind, and Tailwind. Not bad, just doesn't really have stats to back it up. So, what are we doing? We're going to bring Iron Hands. Imagine that. He's always coming. Do something a little bit more fun. I drafted this Pokemon. I've never gotten to do a set like this, so we're going to do it. We're giving it the Citrus Berry, and we're giving it Belly Drum. So we're going to try and rip a +6 attack, and then we'll just start hitting with Drain Punch. And I don't know, maybe I haven't played enough closed team sheet to understand why this doesn't work, but this seems like a really cool thing. We're going to give it a shot. We max out the attack, and we do not max out the attack. We give it an attack boosting nature, and we went with basically pure bulk in terms of EVs. Citrus Berry HP is at a number such that when we use Belly Drum, if we haven't taken any damage that turn, we'll hit exactly 50 or maybe 49 point whatever percent, so that the Citrus Berry triggers, and we go back up to 75 and just start hitting with Drain Punch and try and stay alive. Next to Iron Hands will come Farigiraf. So Farigiraf will shut down any type fake outs from the opponent via the Armor Tail ability, I suppose, unless Galarian Weezing's there. And then we've got a Mental Herb to try and prevent things like Taunt, and I have Dark to defensive and to avoid some of that. It might be redundant there, with too late now. Might be redundant though with Armor Tail ability. It's not like we need Dark to avoid Prankster. What's done is done. It's still good because he has Psy Spam, so we go Dark and we're immune to Psychic, so it's still good there. We made this especially defensive with a little bit of special attack investment still, but it's not going to be hitting super hard because we don't have Throat Spray or anything like that. We did bring Expanding Force instead of Psychic. Normally we would bring Psychic, but Expanding Force just because to have our opponents set Psychic Terrain via Indeedee, we run the risk of Imprison really shutting us down. For a while I had Roar on the Farigiraf to get around the Imprison Indeedee, but I took it off, so maybe that burns us, maybe not, but we don't have it. We have Hyper Voice instead. We can still click. Tails of Lola, we have Snow Warning, comes in, drops a snow. Unfortunately we had to go Timid up to the speed tier that we needed, and we're just doing a Focus Sash, so we give it a Terror type Teller to make it offensive. We've got Blizzard and Moonblast for stab. Aurora Veil we might be able to set by ourselves some time, I'm imagining an Aurora Veil next to a Belly Drummed Iron Hands seems good, and Dark Pulse for some coverage, and the Tachyon Cutter, the Iron Crown. Saluna Blood Moon, always coming. 3rd week in a row of Silk Scarf. We're gonna have to do a different set next week just for variety, not to be too predictable, but I think this is the exact same set we've run every week. With Silk Scarf, the Terra has varied, but it's always a defensive Terra, and we just mess around with its speed a little bit via nature or IVs or whatever, but it's always been Blood Moon, Hyper Voice, Earth Power, Protect. Hard to get away from. Those are 4 very good moves. And we are bringing Gyarados this week with Intimidate. Did bring Assault Vest on it this time, since really Iron Hands is the one hogging it, but gives it up to Gyarados this week. With Water, because wasn't really scared of Electro type attacks coming out, so we don't need to defensively Terra him. I didn't feel the need to defensively Terra him. Did do Go Jolly to get a little bit of speed investment in order to outspeed a couple of things. I don't have it in front of me, but thrown out is, between Waterfall, Ice Fang, Crunch, Iron Head, we can hit everything, truly, and most everything super effectively. And Waterfall goes up pretty well against this team too, just with the speed investment, maybe we'll get some flinches or something. And Intimidate's always welcome. And then we bring Dragonite. Up until I actually haven't even practiced with this, and when I say practice, running scrims, I run 3 matches or something with my brother. Dragonite wasn't actually in any of the practice things that I did. I had Magmar for the longest time, but Magmar wasn't pulling its weight, so I swapped in Dragonite, and we'll see if this is any better. Doing the loaded dice scale shot combination, and then Ice Spinner to deal with terrain, Indeedee, and Ice is just matches up well against this team too. And then we have Stomping Tantrum, I think, for Wheezing, and we're also susceptible to ground. And so gave him speed, a little bit of HP, maxed out the attack, and for a scale shot, speed boost, we should outspeed just about everything. And we'll see how Dragonite does. I think it's definitely going to be better than Magmar, because Magmar was not pulling its weight. The opponent has too many spread attacks, like, for instance, Expanding Force, to make Magmar relevant in terms of using Follow Me. So here's our summary, everything that we've got. Apologies for Ursaluna being blocked there. Come on over here, buddy. The team, I really want to Belly Drum and Click Drain Punch. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can get that done. Check out Lipsy VGC at Lipsy VGC. Thanks, guys. All right, here we are into the match, and this is like not at all what I was thinking was coming. We were worried about NDD and Iron Crown doing side spam things, and neither are here. We still have a lot of Terra Fairy for the Regidrago. His speed control consists of Tornadus, Prankster. I don't see Trick Room options on his side, right? Morpeko does Fake Out. And, Parting Shot stuff, ditto. Alright, we're still going to open with the Iron Hands and Furgraph. I mentioned this in the Team Builder set, but we always have been leading Iron Hands on the left, Furgraph on the right. We're going to swap that up just to try and dodge the raw Ditto. We're going to bring Ursaluna in the back, thinking that we can set up Trick Room. And who do we want as our fourth? I suppose it's Dragonite. That might not be right. I don't know. We'll see. Notes up here. Yeah, maybe Gyarados would have been better than Dragonite. Alright, so it is neutralizing gas. Neutralizing gas doesn't do anything here. He's not going to try and fake us out or Prankster taunt us. It doesn't do anything to alleviate from Trick Room, so we're just going to set Trick Room. And we're going to... Belly Drum is cool. Fake Out's probably better. I'd rather be cool. We'll defensively Terra and cast Belly Drum. It tears as well. So grass on the boulder. That does make it difficult to hit with Iron Hands if we didn't have +6. Get my notepad here so I can read the microphones. We're gonna write down some notes. Toxic Spikes, huh? Joke's on you, I don't really switch. Citrus Trigger. Alright, we got the Belly Drum up, and we got the Trick Room up. That was good. Against the Wheezing, we're thinking we want a Psychic, Expanding Force, and we're going to try and get some of our health back by attacking the Iron Boulder. Like again, now I'm taking this. Alright, we don't get our health back. That is a lot into the Wheezing. I like that. Citrus. We hit it hard enough that it should still die to one more. This is haze. No! Rule of cool. That is so lame. I'm so sad. Alright. Maybe we do switch. I said we didn't, but we could switch into Blood Moon here, give Iron Hands a reset on Fake Out, and let it come back in later. Switch into Blood Moon. Yeah. I'm so sad. It's not bad with this. And protects with the Wheezing, so Fergraph just goes into that. Mighty Cleave comes out, but we had swapped. Not very effective. Alright. He kind of successfully just stalls a turn Tricker. It is what it is. Now he can't protect the won't protect the Wheezing. I'm a little reluctant to Blood Moon into the Iron Boulder slot, just kind of assuming that a Protect is coming. So maybe we Hyper Voice. Gotta play both sides of this. If it switches. Iron Weezing looks so cool. No. Blood Moon would have been good in that slot. Alright. So Ditto with Wheezing. How does this work? Does the ability now trigger? Anti-synergy. I didn't think that it would trigger anything. Or that I thought that was how it was going to play out. But once well trained. Look at that. Booster energy. Spikes and plays. And then I'll just go up Cleave, Mighty Cleave. 25 seconds. Alright, Morpeko. Alright, let us... None of these get like... Playing the switch, guys. How many... Last turn of Trigger. They can like just Hyper Voice, Blood Moon, no, we'll do a double Hyper Voice. Because Protect, it might just be double Protect. Not a Fake Out on the Morpeko. Too bad we don't first turn. But we did not use Blood Moon, so we get to use it this next turn. Do we think we have Terra Blast on the Iron Boulder? Terra Blast. Psychic Hook, Mighty Cleave, Protect. Uh-oh. It's, purple. We don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm gonna just threaten another Trick Room if he doesn't do anything about it. And then Blood Moon into the Boulder. Okay, so So he doubles into Fergura. It classifies as doing something there. Good hit. Uh-oh. He's eating again. Iron Hands does better here. Threatening a fake out on the Iron Boulder like almost requires him to protect. He might just double protect again. He gets like a round of poison. So if I had to guess, it's just gonna be double protect. But it's not. I don't have a way to punish. Good job. Switch animations, guys. Drain Punch and Hyper Voice. Wish I vacuumed that. We don't have Tailwind on Dragon Knight, so we don't really have a way around this. But we should live this. We're very bulky. Alright, Dragon Knight comes out. Try and play some cleanup duty here. I suppose we'll use a move that has 100% accuracy. Would we rather reveal that we have Ice Spinner? If we go against Chimeras, we'll reveal the Stomping Tantrum. I think that's less likely to be relevant. Do we live a boulder hit? I suppose the upside of using Scale Shot would have been we get the speed boost, but we would have taken the defense drop, right? It's like trade-offs. We're gonna reveal Ice Spinner. Yeah, I guess it's we see if we live a Briny Cleave. Is there any value in protecting? We would. That's good. This one. That booster energy was on attack, right? He asks the void. So we've shown the threat of the belly drum. So is he willing to, like, he's got to bring haze again, right? Because like the threat of it setting up is like so high. So do we then, you know, I feel like he has to open up with Galarian Wheezing. So we could open up with like Ursaluna and Frigarath. Yeah, I'm just trying to think that through. Ursaluna is the biggest threat to Galarian Wheezing. So what else does it have? Probably has Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, we'll put Ursaluna on the left this time because we showed it the other way. We're still going to bring Iron Hands. And Dragonite did well there. Ninetales doesn't outspeed enough to like make me want to bring it as the 4th because Iron Boulder's there. So I think we're bringing the same 4. We're just doing a different lead. Look at Morpeko. If I knew that was a profile picture, I think we could have guessed that he was coming. Man, he didn't bring anything. It's alright, we match up alright into this too. Quark Drive is on attack. So is he going to double into Frigarath, right, to try and avoid the Trick Room? Not that we have Protect to like counter that, but I like Earth Power. Do we think he tears the boulder into grass again? Showed the propensity to do it last time off the rip. So I don't think I want to throw... Maybe we just throw Blood Moon at the Iron Boulder, actually. And then... Very Dark doesn't do anything wrong, does it? Try Citra. So we knew this happens, right? Should we have switched? Probably. You guys are really bad. But I'm bailed out by the critical hit. It's pretty good. Dragonite Scale Shot gets around Morpeko's Focus Sash. Let's go that way. I think a Hyper Voice does enough damage to Iron Boulder to kill it. Be resisted. Doesn't look good enough. We'll do Earth Power. And Scale Shot. I don't think we want to. Alright, here's one. We get to good time. One. Who? Give me 5. Don't even need it. Alright, speed up. Let me take out the bull. Good turn. Alright. And the Ditto takes on Dragonite, so it takes on my speed boost, right? It probably has Choice Scarf too. We're gonna tear one of these Pokemon. It's probably gonna be the Dragon. We're gonna Blood Moon. Regidrago. What's his Terra? Drago is Steel. Ditto is Ghost. So we use our Ghost every time. We were supposed to Terra the Dragon, I think. That's good. Am I punished for forgetting the Terra? Sure. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, let's get some information here, and there's a chance we win this one, right? Start faking it. Oh, we're Terra Fairy. Not choice. Or, he's not choiced. And he's not Life Orb, so he's probably the Dragon Amulet or whatever it's called. Now we Terra. Drain Punch. As I said, it's Terra Steel. Yeah. So generally the only coverage that they have is Earth Power, unless it's Terra Blast. So if you were to like Terra... So does he... That's another one. So does he have Terra Blast? Dragon Energy... I mean, even on Terra Steel, Terra Blast, we should live. And then he's susceptible. Looking good for humanity. Hey, good game, guys. Appreciate you watching this one. We go up, we win a match, man. 2-1. Feels good after the blowout from last week. I'm sorry that the belly drum didn't work out. We will ensure that our opponent next week doesn't have haze, and we'll make it work. Thanks, everyone. Hey guys, thanks for watching. This is a brand new channel. Thanks for helping to build it up. Please just like, comment, subscribe. Help me grow this channel, and we will be posting our videos of the matches weekly. Thanks.